first talk station of the nation. Democracy is the freedom of speech. Freedom of speech. Nigeria Info opens the mic.
It's 6 o'clock.
This is the news on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
On the news this morning, Governor Nyesom Wike calls for unity among Nigerians. At least one person dies after landing jetty caves in at Isaka River State. President Buhari honors Joe Blankson, who died while saving victims of boat accident. Fully vaccinated 74-year-old Sam William dies of COVID-19. The foreign scene, secret wealth and dealings of world leaders exposed. I am Ifeemi Andrew. Governor Nyesom Wike has urged Nigerians to work together to salvage the country from the current political and socio-economic situation. Governor Wike made the call when the former Emir of Kano, Muhammad Sanusi II, paid him a courtesy visit at the government house in Port Harcourt.
And we should raise up to say, if those of our Nigerians to say, look, we must work together to salvage our country. We must work together to move this country forward. It doesn't matter where you come from, because poverty does not know Fulani, it does not know Hausa, it does not know Igbo, it does not know Yoruba, it does not know other ethnic groups, it does not know. Security is not aware of that. They come, they kidnap you, they kidnap Hausa, they kidnap Fulani, they kidnap Yoruba.
Governor Wike also explained that the relocation of the former Oginigba slaughter market in Transamadi industrial area was a measure taken to curb criminality in the area. He enjoined the former emir to advise his followers in the state to obey law and order.
Whatever you come from, you are from the east, you are from the north, you are from the west, you are from the south. Whatever your religion is immaterial to me. All of us are Nigerians and we will do things in common. The only thing I have always craved for is order. Law and order, for people to understand that no society can progress without being orderly, without obeying the laws. When you have a lawless society, you can imagine the kind of state you will be to protect your citizens, protect the business people, protect the property. So when we took that decision, the next thing you say, oh, you're demolishing where the houses are flooded. I said, what kind of country are we?
Governor Nyesom Wike says his administration desires to reduce medical tourism by replicating facilities found abroad in the state. Speaking while inspecting some tertiary healthcare facilities under construction, Governor Wike said the intention of the state government is to make the River State University Teaching Hospital the best in the country. The governor, who assured that the projects will be completed and equipped before May 2022, said the contractors have all been fully paid. The member representing Eche Omoma Federal Constituency in the House of Representatives, Ephraim Uzi, says human capital development and improving the welfare of members of his constituency remains his top priority. Mr. Uzi, who was represented by Dr. Blessing Amanze, said this at the grand finale of a two-day training and empowerment program for youths and women of Eche Omoma Federal Constituency.
During my election campaign tour, I made several promises, but among the several promises, I stated and asserted that human capital development is my core priority. Therefore, every member of my constituency must benefit from human capital development. I reiterated that welfare of the people of Eche Omoma constituency will be the first line charge in my program. True to that promise, aside my participation in the legislative assignment, majority of my activities is channeled towards the facilitation of a wide range of social services, public amenities.
On his part, Executive Secretary, National Institute of Cultural Orientation, NICO, Ado Yahuza, who was represented by the Southeast Zonal Director, Chioma Duru, said the program is part of the Institute's objective of harnessing the nation's cultural resources.
The empowerment program you have witnessed in this constituency is part of the activities through which the Institute collaborates with relevant agencies to achieve its mandates of harnessing the country's cultural resources for national development. This training program is very crucial. I must express my appreciation to the women and youth who have participated in the training and urge them to put into practice all that they have learned here, as that is the only way to gain experience and perfection.
Some beneficiaries commended the lawmaker and NICO for the initiative.
Today, I think I have benefited one way or the other by acquiring a skill. Today, I can go ahead and make a powder. I can also go ahead and make a perfume. You should try more and more. You should not relent. You should go ahead and do more for Ichie people.
Now I am proud that I can make perfume very, very well for use. In fact, before now, I never knew that making perfume was as easy as ABCD. I am recommending my Honorable Ephraim Uzi for this great opportunity. I say, may God bless him.
The skill I acquire here today is how to make powder, how to make perfume, and how to make soap and others. And Chief Honorable Ephraim Muzi have done a great thing in our lives.
Our correspondent reports that certificates of training and starter packs were presented to the beneficiaries. The chairman of Ikure local government area, Samuel Wanosike, says the unity of Nigeria is not negotiable despite the various challenges. Engineer Wanosike said this at an event organized by the Ikure Local Government Council to mark the 61st independence anniversary of Nigeria, held at the council secretariat in Isiokpo.
We have made tremendous progress as a nation, even if we have not gotten to the point where our founding fathers dreamed that we would have gotten to 61 years since independence. One thing is clear and sure, that we still remain one Nigeria. I want to join Mr. President to say that the unity of Nigeria is non-negotiable. As a nation, we have gone through our trial time. We are facing challenges in economy, security, in education, the health sector, in all spheres, but yet we have been able to stand out as a people. We had Ebola some years back, it did not consume us. We have had the pandemic, it did not consume us.
The Ikure Council boss, Samuel Wanosike, also urged Nigerians to be steadfast and work for the progress of the country.
I want to engineer all of us to be steadfast and patriotic as Nigerians, and to know no other person can come and build this nation Nigeria for us other than me and you. We owe it as a duty to make sure we follow the laid down rules and regulations as provided by our founding fathers, to make sure we build a nation we can be proud of. I have hope that Nigeria one day will be one of the leaders of this world. I have that belief.
The chairman of Ichie local government area, Obi Nanyanwu, has ordered the suspension of all activities of the Miners Association of Nigeria Ichie chapter until further notice. Chief Press Secretary to Ichie Local Government Council, Robinson Olwar, in a statement said it has come to the notice of the Ichie Council chairman that the activities of Miners Association of Nigeria Ichie chapter is causing a great security threat to residents and business operators in the area over its leadership tussle, thereby creating factional committees of the association. According to the statement, the suspension of the miners' activities is to further prevent any breakdown of law and order in Ichie local government area. The statement further warned that defaulters of this directive will be arrested and prosecuted. At least one person has died after a jetty collapsed in Isaka Community, Okrika local government area of Rivers State on Saturday evening. Eyewitnesses said the jetty caved in after an unusual rush for boats to Port Harcourt by scores of people returning from a burial ceremony in the area. They said at least 80 people had queued to board when the jetty collapsed, throwing people into the river. A special assistant to the Okrika Council chairman said one life was lost, while others were rescued by local divers. Meanwhile, President Muhammadu Buhari has presented a posthumous presidential special award to the family of Joe Blankson, who died while saving victims of a boat mishap in 2018. President Buhari, in a Facebook post on Saturday, said the award was presented to Blankson's wife, Mercy, and his two children on Thursday night at the State House. He described late Blankson as a true Nigerian hero. President Buhari said his administration will continue to celebrate the best of Nigeria and Nigerians. Recall that Blankson died on July 28, 2018 on the Abunima-Bakana waterway after successfully rescuing 13 victims of a boat accident. He drowned while attempting to make the 14th rescue. Moving on, reports say a nursing mother has died after a high-tension cable fell on the rooftop of a building around Road 24, Ajip Estate in Port Harcourt. The cable caught fire following an electric spark and burnt the mother of two, identified as Latifa Sheyi, who was nursing her 4-month-old baby when the incident happened. The incident led to a protest by residents to the PHED office said to own the fallen high-tension cable. They criticized PHED officials for failing to respond to calls put out to them when the cable fell. PHED is yet to speak on this, but the company has over the years warned against erecting structures close to high-tension cables. Still ahead, stakeholders call for emphasis on development of the education sector. Stay tuned. A philanthropist, Dumolulu Briggs, says education remains a key factor that will liberate the country from poverty. Chief Lulu Briggs stated this during the maiden edition of the Dumolulu Briggs All Rivers Inter-Tertiary Institution Debate and Quiz Competition organized by the Godswill Onyegbu Foundation. He urged the government and various stakeholders to give more attention to developing the education sector.
To get people's energy in the right direction, to understand that the key, to your freedom, right, to break out of your poverty is actually education. And a lot of people have forgotten that, it appeared as though some other things are taken because of education. So this is re-emphasizing the need, right, for everybody to focus on education. The youth, governments, big businesses, everybody. If we want to get out of where we are, everybody would need to understand that it is business, it is education that will take us out of where we are to the next level where we want to become.
On his part, founder of Godswill Onyegbu Foundation, Godswill Onyegbu, called for an enhancement of capital human development through education.
The highest stage of development is human capital development. You can't construct a road alone. When a man goes to school and read engineering, he can come up and become an architect of road construction. So for me, human capital development is very prominent to me. And for Chief Dumolulu Briggs too, his aim is to actually assist humanity, to actually liberate humanity from abject poverty and enhance human capital development through formal education, which he has done by paying school fees to students from different tertiary institutions today.
The event, which was held at the River State University, had the theme Changing the Narrative. It included a session for empowerment of student businesses and awards of scholarships to various students. It was a fun-filled event over the weekend in Bera Community, Gokana local government area, as Ogoni Liberation Initiative opened its central office in the area. The office is situated opposite an Anglican church in Bera, Gokana. President of Ogoni Liberation Initiative, Douglas Fabeke, told journalists shortly after the commissioning that he opened the office to aid the growth and development of the organization in various Gokana communities. Dr. Fabeke said the office would be accessible for people, especially the grassroots, to share their views at all times.
Central Office of Ogoni Liberation Initiative will serve as a central coordinating point for the development and empowerment of Gokana youth, mothers and fathers and everybody. A center for their welfare and for the planning of all our projects coming to Gokana. You can see we are a grassroots organization and we are in touch with the people. We have office in all the kingdom. We operate on the interests of the people. You can't just go to Port Harcourt, you go to Abuja and you say you are working on Ogoni issue and you don't get in touch with the people. So we have a central office in Bori, that is an international office. This one is the Gokana office. Every committee in Gokana will be touched.
Meanwhile, the king of Bera community, Mene Magnus Deco, said some other participants at the event commended the initiative.
It's the first time we are having an NGO that is grassroots, that is bringing the development into the community. We have their office in all the NGOs, in all the communities, and we love what Ogoni Liberation is doing. He's making all his programs open, and people are seeing it, and people are believing it, and working with it.
So the grace of God, opening this office is a blessing to us. It's a blessing to this kingdom, not only to the Kukana kingdom, but to everybody in Ogoni land.
I feel very happy and enlightened because Reverend Dr. Douglas Fabike, I've seen the man as a God-fearing man and is open for development. This office today will bring more light to the people of Kokana.
Our correspondent reports that Dr. Douglas Fabike, after the event, attended a Cultural Day celebration at the National Union of Kokana Students at the Ignatius Adjuri University of Education, where he made a donation to support the students. A pastor, Lucky Omasheye of the Divine Empowerment Gospel Ministry Rumegini, has celebrated his birthday by reaching out to school children. Pastor Omasheye has visited some public nursery and primary schools with writing materials. He told our correspondent that it was part of the vision of his church to help children whose parents can't afford to send them to good private schools.
It's part of the vision God gave to us to empower humanity. So we are reaching out to the less privileged to encourage the people down there who are not able to put their children in private schools because of the situation of our country. And I'm believing God that our government will continue to do the right thing. If they truly promise free education, they should sponsor these children, giving them books and other things that they need to study, and not also diplomatically asking fees from them from time to time.
The head teachers of the schools expressed their gratitude towards the Divine Empowerment Gospel Ministry's contribution to the education of the children.
Since I started, I have not seen this. Some of the parents here send 4 or 5 children. They cannot be able to provide materials. We are lacking so many things, and he made us not to feel free. And I so bless him.
I'm very grateful today for the pastor that came to our school to celebrate his birthday, and he shared books to my pupils. I'm so happy. I pray that God continue to give him more years.
The schools visited were the Community Primary School Umigwe, Community State School 1 Alu, and Community Primary School Rumusi. A senior advocate of Nigeria, Oladipupo Williams, was on Sunday reported to have died of COVID-19 despite being fully vaccinated. Oladipupo was the first child of late legal luminary Chief Frederick Rotimi Williams. A Facebook post by Oladipupo's son, Kunle, read, "My father passed away this morning from COVID despite being double vaccinated with Oxford AstraZeneca." Late Oladipupo, who was called to bar about 48 years ago and became a SAN in 1995. Meanwhile, there was a sharp drop in COVID cases recorded yesterday. The 74 cases were recorded in Lagos, Edo, FCT, Akwa Ibom. Sokoto, Delta, Benue, Oyo, and Rivers State recorded no cases. In business, as the wait on the Supreme Court verdict continues on the value-added tax dispute between the federal government and Rivers State government, indications emerged yesterday that the Attorney General of the Federation, Abubakar Malami, and the governments of Adamawa, Plateau, and Kaduna states will join the FIRS in its appeal against the judgments of the Federal High Court in Port Harcourt that empowered Rivers to collect the tax. Sources told The Guardian that a leave of the court to be joined in the suit will be filed on Tuesday. In entertainment, Hazel Onyeye Onwo, popularly known as White Money, has emerged winner of the 6th season of the Big Brother Nigeria reality TV show. He was announced winner on Sunday night, closely followed by Liko Rose. Other finalists include Port Harcourt-based former Mr. Nigeria Emmanuel, who was the first to be evicted on Sunday, followed by Angel, Cross, and Pere. White Money, who was a clear fan favorite from day one, goes home with a grand prize of 90 million naira. In sports, all is set as Eagles open camp today. Super Eagles coach Gennett Raw arrived in Lagos on Saturday to set the tone for his team's preparations for the Qatar 2022 World Cup qualifying doubleheader against the Central African Republic. Nigeria will host CAR in Lagos on Thursday and then travel to Douala, Cameroon for the reverse fixture, which holds on October 10. The chairman of Akukutoro Local Government Area, Roland Sekibo, says the country is retrogressing rather than moving forward in the last 6 years. Honorable Sekibor said this during an event to mark the 61st independence anniversary of Nigeria in Abunima. He urged Nigerians to ensure that credible people are given the prior opportunity to manage the affairs of the country in 2023.
Our independence anniversary is a day to remember our founding fathers and the world they stood for and the potentials we have as a country and how we can harness those potentials to become great. But unfortunately for us as a country, we lack that ability to put things together. For Nigeria is supposed to be mature, unfortunately we're not. And those things that were supposed to have gone past, if we have good leadership, we have not gone past them. So as me, I'm concerned. We've gotten it wrong. And 6 years down the line, all of us can attest to the fact that we have gone backward. How much was dollar when they took over the 2015? How much was the bag of rice? How much was the bag of cement? All those things, that's what we do. So for us, Nigerians have been progressing. And so we don't have good leaders. Somebody that doesn't have capacity to lead. That's what we suffer. We're saying it in manifest. So I want to use the opportunity to ask that in 2023, we'll be able to bring in leaders that have the capacity to enhance our great potential so that we become great as a nation.
The Agricultural Council boss also gave a scholarship of 150,000 naira to 80 indigenes of agriculture from different tertiary institutions. He said the gesture is to encourage education in the area.
And when I came in as chairman of council, and as somebody that is from Abonima, I know that in this community now that we have, what makes Abonima team is human resource. I will be interested to know that the Abonima community has the first senior advocate of Nigeria. So we are known to be people that went to school. That's what we are known to be. So when I came in, and what we inherited was most of our youth they no longer have interest in going to school. So they deliberately decided to come up with programs that will change the narrative. We pay the highest bursary in the history of this state, 20,000 students, over 1,000 persons. What we want to do is to bring back those old good days where our people will begin to compete with other people in terms of education.
Some of the beneficiaries thanked Mr. Sekibo for the gesture.
And I'm very excited. I'm honored to be part of this great privilege to have this money. I wish him long life, prosperity, favor, all the days of his life. I'm happy for the work that our local government chairman is doing, and I pray that God Almighty will give him more wisdom to carry out more of this.
This is just surprisingly. They called me and said our chairman wants to award us a scholarship. So that's how I gave them my name. Then I was given a scholarship.
I'm very happy that I'm a beneficiary of this scholarship. I appreciate Abunima, I appreciate the chairman, I appreciate everyone that made it possible for me to benefit this scholarship.
Our correspondent reports that the Agricultural Legislative Council also passed a vote of confidence on Honorable Roland Sekibo after he commissioned the Agricultural Legislative Chamber renovated by his administration.
And now, we bring you news from around the world.
The secret wealth and dealings of world leaders, politicians and billionaires has been exposed in one of the biggest leaks of financial documents. Some 35 current and former leaders and more than 300 public officials are featured in the files from offshore companies dubbed the Pandora Papers. They revealed that Kenya President Uhuru Kenyatta and 6 members of his family secretly owned a network of offshore companies. They've been linked to 11 firms, one of which was valued at holding assets of $30 million. King of Jordan, former UK Prime Minister Tony Blair and his wife, Russian President Vladimir Putin and others were linked to secret assets. On the news this morning, you heard that Governor Nyesom Wike has called for unity among Nigerians. The landing jetty in Isaka, Okrika River State collapsed on Saturday, killing at least one person. President Buhari has presented a posthumous award to the family of Joe Blankson, who died while saving victims of a boat accident in 2013. A fully vaccinated 74-year-old San Oladipupo Williams has died of COVID. On the foreign scene, you heard that secret wealth and dealings of world leaders has been exposed in a latest financial document leak. The news was edited by Enoho Ogbevire. Contact our newsroom at 0818-900-0017. For more stories, visit www.nigeriainfo.fm. Cloudy weather is expected in Port Harcourt this morning. My name is Efemi Andrew. Thank you for your time and have a wonderful day ahead. Bye-bye for now. How are you doing? Nigeria Info is 10 years. 10. That's a long time. And in these 10 years, you've been with us, you've been working with us, giving us the strength to continue to go on. I would like to say thank you for supporting us. And again, we want to say continue supporting us. 10 years may seem like a very long time, but I can promise you this, we are just getting started. So join us, celebrate, and continue to push us to do more, deliver more information, entertain you, and of course, educate you on all that you need to know. My name is Ifeanyi Andrew. Happy anniversary to Nigeria Info, and keep listening.